Okay, welcome to another edition of King Joe's Unboxing. I'm just going to add this video to my previous one that I actually didn't have time to put up. So, I've been sort of like procrastinating on some stuff. Let's see what I got in the mail. Man, what a waste of boards. Good kindling to start a fire, though. Oh wow, this is my Zenoscope lot that I won. I was wondering when it was going to come in. Okay, first off, I got 2 copies of Grimm Fairy Tales 67, which I think I already had this issue, so I'll have doubles to trade people. I got Charmed issue 17, issue 18, Myths and Legends issue 11, issue 12, Salem's Daughter, The Haunting, issue 4, Neverland Hook, issue 3, The Theater, issue 3, The Theater, issue 4, and Brimstone issue 7, which now with that other stack that I just got the other day of 4, I'm getting a pretty good run of Grimm Fairy Tales completed. I just got to find a couple of the older issues, and I'll have almost a full run of 70 some issues, at least one issue of each number. Considering they're one of the worst companies when it comes to multiple covers. I understand, it ain't bad if they limited it, but I mean, they have like 4 or 5. I mean, I think the most they've had so far is like 7 or 8 copies of a single issue, different versions, and I think that's asinine. I like the artist. I like the art. I even like the storylines, but it's crazy with the variations. I understand you gotta make money, but it's crazy. I don't know if I wrote down the last one before. I don't even know what's on the video before this was. I even forgot. I shot it, I think Friday or Thursday of last week. I never even put it up yet. I got my 100 photos and things ready. I just have to edit the video to get my contest rolling. I'm at 99 subscribers, and I've been stagnant there for about a week. Even though I did check it, I really don't know how I'm going to go about making the video to actually put the video so you guys can actually say, like, I have a picture of Adam Ant, up in Adam Ant, and then you guys got to tell me, what television show it's from. Some of the Japanese, I'm going to tell you off the bat, some of the Japanese anime, I'm not going to ask you who the goddamn actor is. Basically, on some of them, I'll actually probably right before the video, the clip, I'll say what I want. Like, best example, let me see if I can do something like here. So if I have a picture of the X-Men, I'll just grab one that has like 2, 3 people on it. I'll say here, now this, who's pictured on this picture? Name them. You have to tell me Domino, Deadpool, and actually I don't even know who the hell this guy. But with all the pictures I have up, I will know the right answer for, because I will actually have to sit there. There's going to be 100 photos, so there's going to be a lot of work. On some of them, if it's a supporting cast member, I already know on the one picture of the old television show I have, all I want is, I'll probably be asking the name of the show and the name of the vehicle that's pictured. Because I don't know who the hell the people are on the show, even though I can go up to IMDb. But a lot of them, I'm going to want who played the person and who was his character's name and the name of the television show. Because let me tell you something, if you guys are going to win something, if you guys are going to get over $100 worth of stuff from me, you're going to earn it. That's how it is. And there's only going to be one winner. But I'm going to go through, I'm going to make a list eventually of all the comic books I have doubles of. And I'm going to let the winner probably take 20 books. Maybe, depends. Because I don't want them to just say, okay, here's... I might end up making a hodgepodge, but there's going to be... The winner's going to get comics, toys, and cards. It's going to be like a shotgun. And he gets to pick through all my doubles. I just don't want somebody coming up and say, I'm going to just take all your Silver Age. Well, that's not going to happen. It's going to be like maybe one or two Silver Age books that I have doubles of. One or two bronze, and then the rest will be modern. That's how I'm probably going to work the comic books, because if I say 20 books, somebody's just going to go right. I already know there's some people out there, you know, who don't take the hint. Even when I put down, I have trade videos up, and they're asking me to trade stuff that's not in a trade video. I'm like, why does anybody put a trade video up? Because that's the stuff they want to get rid of. And after one or two emails, I keep telling the people, it's like, hey, and they know who they are if they watch these videos. And they're younger kids yet, too. But, yes, I'm going to end up having, you know, even if you want a baseball card set, hey, that's game. Anything I have a double of, it's game in my thing to get rid of. So I'm probably going to end up having, you know, be able to, you know, you get two sets of cards. It doesn't have to be non-sports. It could be, you can get a set of football cards, you know, from the 1990s. Hey, it does, you know, if it's there, I'm going to make this contest worth your time and my time. It's just that it's going to be a pain in the ass getting it up, because I am really not a video editor. If it wasn't for my buddy Optimus Tron, you wouldn't even be getting these videos from me now. I'm more of a person that likes to keep to himself and just collect. I've been enjoying talk, you know, Loki Goblin 13, Mongo Stomp Time, Curse of Man. I've enjoyed trading with you guys, you know, banter back and forth in the videos. Comic Duo, I'm glad you guys, you know, Dynamic Comic Duo, you know, Greco Fabulous. I enjoy the thing. If it was, like I said, if it wasn't for Optimus Prime, in fact, I'm hoping he gets laid off and he comes down here for a week, so me and him can have a nice little video discussion here, because we and him were kicking around stuff. I actually got my fireplace screen ordered the right size, so fireside chats might be coming along, because I've been reading a lot of my books lately now too. That I was getting colder. I just read Catwoman 1 through 13, and I liked them. I wasn't happy with the storyline of the Detective Comics 1 through 11. I thought after so many issues it started getting like... it seemed like I was missing something. And I even have I have Batman 1 through 11. And in between the two of them, I felt like there was gaps somewhere that I was missing. I don't know if there was other storylines, other books I have to buy in order to fill in some holes. But it seemed to me like I wasn't getting the full story from just those two books. I just don't understand it, but that's probably, you know, I wonder if I have, you know, I don't really want to be picking up a million titles anymore, not at $3 or $4 a pop. It's bad enough, I go to my Legendary Comics in Bloomsburg, which, Loki Goblin, if you guys are missing some issues, I live in a very small town, a rural area, and the Bloomsburg shop by the college, they do... Sometimes you might be able to get some of the issues, you know, if you contact them. Because I've been picking up back issues from them on some of the titles, and they can actually go back to issue 2 from last year. He keeps them on the shelf at cover price. No, you ain't going to get those Amazing Spider-Man, because like I said, I went there and they were sold out. But They're decent people. Whatever they got in the store, you might be able to miss some of the ones that you couldn't get new releases. They might have them. Because you said you couldn't get Catwoman this on the 13s. I went there and they were all on the shelf. So that's that part. Other than that, I've been just trying to get up for the winter time. You know, the blackout was a bitch. And the sad thing is the storm didn't hit my area that bad compared to New York and New Jersey. I'm just, can't understand why certain areas like, okay, I used to hang out at the Delaware Water Gap. People from Jersey, New York, they know it's like about the tri-state area. Because I used to drive through the Gap to go visit my uncle in Jersey when he lived there. And I can't believe that municipal buildings don't have backup generators, which to me is asinine. Because of the storm, ice hanging on power lines, especially up here. By next year, I'm going to have a whole house generator, so this will never happen to me again. I'll be able to get the internet. I'll be able to watch TV. Because let me tell you something, the 2 days of living like a caveman, I don't know how people did it back then. I really don't. Just the thing about taking a shower and flushing the toilet made me realize, we live in a great country. We live in a great country. I keep saying that about tomorrow's election day, so gotta go vote. I ain't gonna tell you who I'm voting for, but I'll tell you right off the bat, it ain't gonna be Romney. I don't like anybody who to work for a company and liquidated jobs. I don't care if Obama's the frickin' devil. It's like the lesser of two evils for me. I've been laid off, and I had 3 companies I worked for close up and move to either China or Mexico. So I'm like, I don't like anybody who has to deal with business that does that to a person. My opinion is no politician will actually ever do what is best for the common person. That's my opinion. I actually wish they would actually pass laws that says that if you run for office, there's no such thing as a career politician. You have 1 or 2 terms and that's it, and you're done. I wish they would do that because they don't help the common people. They help the rich. They give tax breaks. The Modesto Company, Food Incorporated. I mean, after watching all these shows and going to college and learning that the taxes are $800,000, it's like, it bewilders me. And now, they put like anti-monopoly laws up in place, but you have all these mega corporations that are so freaking huge that own so much. They pretty much are monopolies. Look at Sony. Well, Sony bought Marvel to get. Then they were. I mean, like. Now Disney bought Sony. I'm like. I really think back in the 70s when there was different politicians who were like more conservative. Half these mergers and acquisitions would never happen because of anti-monopoly laws. I mean, if Disney buys up another company, I think Disney owns ABC too, if I think I remember right. And it's like, okay, how big is enough? How much is enough? I shouldn't talk because I have over 20,000 comic books, and my wife's always yelling at me, how many more do you need? And she's got a point. And I keep wanting to open up a museum, and I think I just realized this week, I don't think that'll ever happen, because I need about a couple million books to open up a museum, and even toys. It's like I have a nice collection to open up a small shop, but that means I have to get rid of my stuff, and I can't do that. It's like some of the stuff I can't put a price tag on that. It's like getting rid of something your favorite aunt or uncle or your mother or father bought you that meant something to you. It's like, you look at it and you're like, oh wow, this, my mom bought me this issue. I remember exactly how, like, my Star Wars figures. I can tell you the exact first 2 Star Wars figures I ever owned. I can tell you how I got them. I went to the dentist. I had a back tooth that was hurting me real bad, and they ended up taking me to an oral surgeon to get removed. I had no clue. And I was 7 years old, and I remember this like it was, the doctor's name was Eli Stavitsky in Scranton. And I ended up going in, and it hurt so bad, as soon as he touched it, I started swinging. It took him, two nurses, and I think my mom to hold me down while he gave me knockout gas. And all I remember is the thing coming to my face, slapping me on my face, and then I woke up in the recovery area. And my mom goes, I can't believe how horrible it was. And the doctor said, don't worry. He goes, trust me. He goes, this ain't the first time this has happened. But my mom took me to the Bernie Avenue Kmart, which I ended up working for as a teenager, and that's a whole other ball of worms and story to tell you about stuff that happened there. But I ended up getting that day, my mom bought me my first two Star Wars figures. I can remember exactly. Most people, oh, you got Han Solo and Chewbacca. No, I didn't get Han Solo and Chewbacca. I got R2-D2 and C-3PO. I bought the droids. They were the first two Star Wars figures I ever owned. You know, most people think you'd get, Ben Kenobi or Darth Vader, so you can sit there and play good versus evil. No, I bought the comic duo. I always was like, when I was a kid growing up, I always watched Abbott and Costello, the Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy, our gang. I got R2-D2 and C-3PO. And that's something, those two figures I still have. It makes me sick because there's other stuff that I have that disappeared. Like my aunt bought me the die-cast Darth Vader TIE Fighter back from the it was actually before they came out with the Micro series. They had like 3 or 4 little miniature Star Wars figures, Star Wars ships. It was Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, I think a Star Destroyer, X-Wing Fighter, and Land Speeder. Well, I ended up getting, my aunt bought me the Darth Vader TIE Fighter with the little pull-out Darth Vader in the back. I had that. I still had it, but when all the toys came here, it's gone. Ain't too happy over that. That was something that my Aunt Helen bought me, and my Aunt Nancy. Not my Aunt Nancy, my Aunt Annie. Now, my Aunt Annie died when I was 7 years old, so that I had that from all those years. I just think it's crazy, you really can't put a price tag on something that means something to you or gives you a memory, or actually, you connect with something. That's why, I see, like Mongo Stompson, how come his girlfriend or his wife, well, people get things differently over time. Like, I actually can sit there and I could probably tell you stories about me going to comic book shows, or me going to baseball card shows, or just collectible shows. I've about just little quirky things. I could probably have you laughing at half the crap I've done that was stupid or just totally whacked out. I think maybe one day I'll sit here when Optimus Tron comes down, I'll shoot a video and we'll discuss like some of my bar exploits, just dumb stuff. Because I used to be the married woman magnet. We'd go out and it was like all my friends would be with their girlfriends, and I'd end up talking to the married woman and be getting myself in trouble, and I'm like, I didn't even know. I just like, okay, what are you gonna do? And it's funny because all these years, now I'm married, and it's like, I love my wife, I love my daughter. As you know, my daughter walked out on me the one video, so I have been shooting the last 2 videos without her here, because if it's something that's not for her, she doesn't really care about it that much. She's got to show an interest in it. Even though I tell her, I said, hey, I'm going to sell my Transformers because I probably can get $400 for my Optimus Prime. No, I don't want you selling it, Dad. And I'm like, okay, well then show an interest in it. And then maybe, as hell, I can probably sell my double Transformers, which I don't play with anymore. Some of them are in the box, and some of them are scarce ones. And all that money I can turn around and buy comic books. Because for Christmas, I'm just going to have my father get me some comic books and just video games and movies. That's all I'm going to get from him. For my wife says she ain't getting me any presents because every day is Christmas with me, because I order online now, all this stuff. So I'm like, fine, as I go, I'll just keep buying stuff. Like tomorrow, Amazing Spider-Man comes out on DVD, I'll be getting it because I haven't seen it. So I'll get that when it comes out. I'll get Batman Rises when it comes out. Other than that, I'm still waiting. My dad was supposed to come down, which my dad hasn't been feeling good, so no work has been done. I will be getting my mom's settlement for my mom's wrongful death case before the end of the year. And I'm actually hoping to get some work done in this house, so my house will look a little bit better. Get rid of some stuff, buy some new stuff, replace stuff that's damaged. And I plan to actually buy a ton of supplies. Because when you go to the comic book store, I think it's like $9 for 100 bags. And then it's almost the same price for 100 backboards. And I remember beginning of the year when I got my when I moved here, I took money that I had from my work from my disability case, and I bought from Workman's Comp, and I ended up buying 2,000 bags and 2,000 boards, and I bought 300 comic book dividers, and I remember that cost me like $300. But yeah, I bought 2,000 bags, 2,000 boards, and 300 plastic dividers. Well, I decided when I get this money, I'm going to call up the company and find out what's the biggest amount you can buy of Silver Age bags. I'm going to buy probably, at least I'd like to buy 5,000 bags, 5,000 boards of Silver Age, at least 300 Golden Age, because some of the Silver Age stuff is actually bigger and won't fit. So I figured I'll buy Golden Age bags. I want some of the Marvel Treasury bags. I'm going to eventually start advertising in the newspaper, buying comics, cards, and toys. And probably through here, when I pick up stuff, either on eBay or here, I'm gonna say, listen, I got this stuff. Anybody want to trade me? Because if I get doubles of some nice Silver Age stuff and I already have it, I'll make it. You know, I'm not one to like go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and rob people. I don't mind as long as I make a few dollars on it. I don't care. So I'm probably gonna end up putting stuff up as long as I get what I paid for it. That's the one thing that's sort of freaking me out about a lot of my stuff out in the garage. I bought a lot of the stuff, the card stuff, and I can't really sell it for what I paid for it, so therefore it's not going nowhere. Because I'm one, I don't want to, I'm sure any of you guys out there don't want to lose money on something. You just want to break even or make some money. So, I know out there's like a bunch of 1990, 91 basketball with the Shaquille O'Neal rookies. I think I have like 30 some sets of them. I can't sell them for what some of the other dealers are selling for. I lose like $5 a set. So therefore, I'm sitting on them for until I can break even. You know, sell them for what I got them for. They'll sit there. I don't know when my contest will be up and running. I'm probably going to need some help. So hopefully, you know, maybe Optimus Tron, if he gets laid off, comes down, he can help me. Because I really don't have major video editing equipment on my laptop. I don't have a desktop here at my house. I do everything on my laptop computer, which is sitting on my bar. Eventually, I got to find another place for that. So, and it won't be here. I actually set it up here just to show pictures the one time. I'm trying to come up with different ways to like shoot videos and have some different on them. Eventually, these racks won't be here. This will be set up. There'll be a different light. I might actually put music up because eventually there's going to be speakers in the ceiling, and my computer will probably be hooked up through the PA system for my MP3, so I can play, or my stereo. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. There's just too much work to do at this house, and I'm not sure if this basement's going to be a man cave or a comic book den. I actually originally wanted this to be my sports, but the way I've been feeling lately with sports, especially after watching the Steeler-Giant game and the reffing and how I've seen a lot of hits this year when it comes to sports that they said it was helmet to helmet, and I'm like, even on the replay, the guy leans with his shoulder like he's supposed to. Doesn't even hit the guy on the helmet, like especially on the game this yesterday. Hits the guy in the ribs and gets a penalty. I mean, these ain't the substitute referees either. These are the friggin' refs who I was never really thrilled with to begin with, they're back and they're making calls with the freaking substitute refs. I mean, bad call after bad call. I mean, and it's not only during my Steeler game. I watched, the Giants versus, I forgot who it was, a couple weeks ago. It was a bad call. I mean, yes, they're human, but the sad thing about it, they bring it back on video replay and they don't overturn shit. And I'm like the Giant guy, he was stopped. They said he went in for the touchdown. The ball never really broke the plane. They showed two angles, and I'm like, who the hell's in the video booth? Roethlisberger's fumble that went back for the touchdown, and the clip that wasn't called. I'm like, okay, yes, I'm a Steeler fan. But you want to know something? If the Steelers deserve to lose, they deserve to lose. I've been to many a game where the Steelers lost, and it's like, hey, they played shitty. But I've also been to a lot of things where freaking calls were like phantom. I'm like, what the hell game was it where it wasn't a Steeler game? I think it was an Eagles game. And the guy got called for this is going back years. The guy got called for a face mask. And it wasn't even the guy who freaking did it. In fact, the guy who did it was actually on the sidelines. And I'm like, you can't even get the freaking numbers straight. And you're standing there. I'm like, well, okay. That's my little rant on the NFL. I actually missed Hockey League. But I'm at the point, too, where these guys, they make enough money. It should be where they should give back to the fans. They say, oh, yeah, I'm like, no common person around my area can afford going to a ball game. A football game, baseball, or even a concert. A lot of the people where I work are lucky if they make $10 an hour. There is really not a lot of high-paying jobs in this area, so and people just don't understand that. Like when I posted years ago about concert prices, about how I wanted to go see Rush back when it was their Test for Echoes tour, I think it was. And tickets were supposed to be $75 face value. And I went that day. Ticketmaster was open to the public. It was a Saturday morning. I woke up at 8 o'clock. I went online, and I wanted like 100 level seating, which was close to the stage. And they were all sold out. And I'm like, how can it be sold out? You just went online. Well, they had advanced ticket sales, and they sold all those tickets to the brokers. And then I went to the broker website, because I couldn't get 100 or 200 level seating, which was closer to the stage. Oh, I could have got it if I wanted to just go. I could have paid $30 and got but I wanted to, actually see the band like close up. Even though I've seen them before. Well, I went to the broker's site. That $75 ticket was going for $300 to $450. Now, I ended up going on my Newswatch 16. There was news, and I ended up posting and saying, "This is crazy. And I got told that I ain't a fan because I ain't willing to spend the money." I was like, are people that freaking ignorant and stupid anymore? You look at it mathematical wise. You make $10 an hour, you work a 40-hour week, so that means you gross $400, right? I'm just gonna hear. After taxes, you bring home $300. You figure you lose a quarter of it to taxes. Well, can you afford spending $300, your whole check on one ticket for 2 hours? No. People are just, hey, if it doesn't concern them, they don't give a shit. If they got the money, they can care less. You think, that's why I get a kick out of, with this stuff when Loki Goblin was posting, the guy, shot him in the nuts with the BB. He deserved to get shot in the nuts. As far as I'm concerned, I would have shot him in the temple, shoved him in a freaking dumpster somewhere in a freaking alley and let him freaking rot. People like that, I'm sure, his community, his area, they stuck together during. Wherever he lived, they must not be like that. They must be all for themselves and hooray for me, to hell with you type mentality. And that's the problem with, I think, our country, because like I said, there is no united in the United States. Most of us are hooray for me, here to you. I also found out too, like I said, I donated all those comic books. I thought I was donating them for the Rocket the Reading program. I found out on Halloween when I went to the school for my daughter's Halloween parade that the principal, Mr. Frederman, didn't feel that the comic books were appropriate to give as rewards for the Rocket the Reading program. So the one reading teacher, she's been using them just in her class, which I don't think that's right. Just only her class gets to use the books I donated. So I was very upset over the whole thing because I thought I was doing it for the whole school. So if the boy or girl wanted a book, and I actually was going to donate more, but now I'm like, nobody appreciated it. Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 kids in one class that gets the books, but it doesn't affect the other kids. So it's like I don't want to, when I donate, I thought I was going to donate to anybody in the school who got the price who gets the book, so anybody can read a book. Well, I don't like just to give to one thing and not the other, so I don't think I'll donate books that way. I think eventually, if I open up a store, I'll have a thing a year where if you bring in a report card and you do good, I'll do it that way. A kid gets a free comic book. I gotta. I think that's a good thing. At least this way, it's giving back, and it's also who wants it. I just think it's crazy because I donated over $300 worth of comic books easy. I gave them about over 100 issues. I went through all my books. If I had anything that was more than a double, if I had triples and fourples, boom, 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 they were gone. I mean, I sent them a stack about this high. So it was like, and some of the cover prices were $3. And actually, believe it or not, I even sent older books. I had like Star Wars number 5, Star Wars number 7. I was like, I don't care. I'm like, that's something the kid, and plus, I can remember when I was a kid how much I love Star Wars. Yeah, I'm probably rambling on. I think I should, if I'm going to do a video like this about the old days, I should do it on my own time, and if you guys want to watch it, watch it. This was an unboxing video. This might not even be aired, who knows? I never know. Well, you guys, thanks for viewing and subscribing.